Hey everybody, this is James Clark again with the second segment of the first segment, which was about the difference between a man and a guy. This segment will talk about the difference between a girl and a woman. I'm a little stuffed up today, so bear with me. Before we get started, click on the lights, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell, let you know when new upcoming videos come out, and enjoy. There'll be a lot more things coming in the future. So let's begin. The difference between a girl and a woman. If you watched my first segment, there's a lot of similarities. And the reason for that is because a woman and a man basically want the same thing, need the same thing. So you'll recognize some of the things I'm going to say in segment 2. Okay. Let's go through some step-by-step differences. Again, I'm not a marriage counselor, I'm not a marriage coach, I'm not a relationship coach, I'm just a man, not a guy. Who knows things? I have experience, I'm speaking from experience, put it that way. Okay, so just put it like that. I like to try to say things a little differently because I'm sure there's a lot of people online talking about these things and they have their own version of what is or what isn't. I have mine. I like to be a little more direct. Now, there's many differences. The number one is respect. A woman respects. She respects not only her man, but everything she does, herself, and everyone she comes in contact with. A woman cares how she looks. She cares how her kids look, how her man looks. A woman has character. She cares about everything. She carries herself well. A woman, you look at a girl and watch the way she carry herself. Watch the way she sit. Some girls, you can't even let her wear a skirt. You can't even let her wear a skirt. You got to keep your eye on them while they're wearing a skirt because they don't think. They don't think like a woman. A woman carries herself with a grace. And how she looks, Now there's some girls who care about how they look too, but you still can tell the difference between a girl and a woman. A girl may care about how she looks, and she's tidying up in the mirror and all that, but she don't care about how her man looks, or anybody else for that matter. A woman thinks. A woman's a thinker. She thinks about everything, rationalizes everything to come up with the best solution. A woman knows her child. She knows her man. A woman takes pride in knowing her man. A woman knows all about her man. She learns. She teaches herself. From the day she met that man, she is learning about that man. What he likes, what he don't like, what turns him on, what turns him off. She knows how to calm him down when he's upset. She knows how to communicate with him. A woman knows these things because she takes pride in knowing those things. She wants to be the best she can be for her man. And she wants her man to be the best that he can be for her and others. So how does she do that? She builds her man up. She praises her man. When he does something wonderful for her, she praises him. When he does something wonderful for somebody else, she praises him. When he does anything that she admires or that's good, she praises him and builds him up. You ever hear the old saying, behind every great man there's a woman? It's because that woman makes that man who he is. She brings out the best in him. She wants the best in him. She wants to feel good next to her man. So she constantly builds her man up. She is not selfish. She's not selfish. She puts her man before anybody. You know, I remember my mother, even when I was young, I remember this. My mother would fix dinner. And every day, as far back as I can remember, every day that my mother fixed breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The first plate she fixed was my dad's. Every time. She fixed plate for my dad, and give my dad his food, and then she feeds us. Always like that. Always. Dad always ate first. You know, every time she took my dad his plate first, that's sending him a message. That's sending that man a message. And the message is, you're number one. And believe it or not, she built him up every time she does that. Because he knows he's special. Yeah. I remember that all the time. And I'm sure you're remembering that too. Always took dad his plate first. That's what a woman does. A woman knows her man. She knows her child. She knows her mother. She knows her friends. She knows her co-workers. And she builds up. She builds them all up. A woman is just a good thing. She's a good thing. A woman is all about love. A woman is the most powerful thing in a home. You think it's the man because of that strength? No, it's that woman's love. That woman, I mean, think about it. Think about how powerful a woman's love is. It holds that family together. It's her love and her brains and her thinking and the way she does and says everything to you, the child, the way she says everything is to hold that family together, that friendship together, that relationship between mother and daughter or mother and son. Everything that comes out of her mouth is to hold it. Her love is the most powerful force in any family. And she knows how to use that love. She knows how to spread it around. She knows how to give everybody their certain sample, their certain portion of love to keep the best in them going. When you're down and sad, her love is there to bring you back up. Her love is badass, okay? A real woman's love is badass. Okay? You men don't realize that. You think you're the one whole, you're the breadwinner, yeah, you're going out there, you should be, feeding the family, making sure they have everything they need, but that's that woman that's holding all y'all together. When that man is down and out, and he ain't at his best, that woman steps in, and she knows what to do to kick her man back up, and get him out there. She knows. A woman's love is badass. When that child falls down, having problems at school, whatever, that woman's love is there. She knows what to do. She knows the exact thing to say. And she's there to hold it together, to hold him together, to hold that child together, to hold that man together. Many times. Man fall apart. Men, the devil targets men. Real men. Okay? The devil has a war against real men. It's hard to be a man. Okay? It is hard to be a man. You know, most of you people don't understand how difficult it is in today's world to be a man. Because all there is out there is guys. It's hard to be a woman. Man, it is hard to be a woman. It's not just hard to be a man, but it's hard to be a woman because that woman is the feminine side of that man who has it so hard in life. A woman is the opposite of that man. She has it hard too. She gets no respect. Because like a man, there's nothing out there anymore. There's just a whole lot of girls. Just like a man, there ain't a lot of women out there. If there is, they're taken by these men. Real men. And they've been married to them for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Like guys are a dime a dozen. You can always go out there and get a guy. You can always go out there and get a woman. Or no, excuse me, a girl. Girls are a dime a dozen. You can get them anywhere. Some short, like some tall, some pretty, some ugly. Girls are easy to find. Women aren't. Real women aren't. There's not a lot of them out there. Now I know the statistics for a man out there, because I researched this, so I show you how difficult it is to find a good man. Out of every 365 males on the planet, there's only one man. That's how hard it is to find a man. Out of every 365 males, there's only one man. Okay? I don't know what the statistics are for a woman. But I know it's similar. It's around, it's probably a little more. You probably maybe have out of every 365, you might have 15 that are women. 15 or 20. So there's definitely more women out there than there are men because there's a war on man out there. Devil has a war on men. So there's more women out there than there are men. Now, the problem with that is women have it just as bad as men. Most of them are alone because they gave up trusting. If you're women out there right now and you're listening to me and you're alone, I feel you. Okay? And now you can feel me. Because I know what you're going through. There's a lot of more women out there than there are men. But they have it bad too because they're alone. You got pure women out there, wonderful women. The kind of women that God intended a woman to be that's out there alone. because of the guys and what the guys have done to them. You know, they don't trust anymore. And then when a real man come along, like me, you got your work cut out for you. Because that woman is scarred. She is scarred, scarred, scarred. So you have to deal with what this guy left behind. And do everything in your power to bring that woman back out of her. And I'm going to tell you, it ain't an easy job. Most men fail when they find that real woman and she's so damaged by this creep, this guy, has damaged her so much that a real man come along and can't do nothing with her. Sad. It's a sad, sad thing. It really is. It's a sad thing. I know. I've met a lot of women, good women, who I love dearly more than anything. And I wanted a life with them. But they were so damaged by these guys that I couldn't get the woman back out of her. And I had no choice but to move on. And you know, me being an empath, if you know what an empath is, it's hard to handle that. Because you want to help somebody so bad. You know, we spend a lot of times in our life bringing people up. That's why we get torn out so bad. My next show is going to be on empaths. Because there's things out about empaths you need to know. So that's what my next show is going to be about. So these women are out there all alone. Because there's, like I said, out of every 365 guys are males on the planet, there's only one guy. So there's not enough out there to save these women. These real good women. So they just get hurt over and over and over again until they don't care anymore and they don't want no man in their life. Some of them go with a woman. They end up settling down with a woman, another woman. That's what they were pushed to. So these women, real women, is the best thing in the world to have. You know, I remember the first time I ever met a real woman. She brought out the man in me that was dormant. You know, I knew I had a big heart and everything, but I didn't know how much man I was until I met her. This woman brought out the best in me. And I'll never forget when I first made love to her. I didn't care about me. All I cared about was that woman. You know, it didn't matter if I got pleasure or not. All that mattered was her. I loved her. And for the first time in my life, I saw a woman the way I've never seen her before. You know, when I touched her and I saw that beauty, I saw her respond, I didn't care about me anymore. All I cared about was pleasing her and watching her being pleased by me. And you know what, guys? You'll never see a woman more beautiful than at that time. Watching her respond to every touch was the most beautiful thing I ever saw in my life. And that's the day I seen a woman for a woman who they really are. They truly are God's greatest and most beautiful creations. But it takes a man to see that. You gotta see a woman through a man's eyes. to know how special she is. She don't have to manipulate her man. She don't have to. Because she respects him. See, to a man, respect is love. So that woman don't have to manipulate him to get what she wants. She just loves him. She gets what she wants out of love. Because that's what she's made of. Pure love. So she doesn't have to manipulate her man. She don't have to fight with him. Because she's not a fighter. She's a lover. And she teaches that man to be a lover too. She doesn't argue. She don't want to do that. She's a communicator. She's a talker. When her man is down and out, she's there to build him up. She gives a man what he needs. Put that head of that man on her chest. And she rubs his forehead, kisses his forehead just like the man does her. And she sees him through it. It's okay, baby. We're here. We're in this together. Be strong. When the man's weak, that woman gives him strength. When that woman's weak, that man gives her strength. They feed off of each other. It's them against the world, not the world against them. They do everything together. There's no arguing over finances. Because a real woman and a real man, they know what I have, you got, what you got, I have. We don't argue over money. That's too selfish. If you don't have it, baby, I have it. If you don't have it, sweetheart, I have it. If I don't have it, you have it. Whatever. You're there. You know the value of teamwork when you're a man and a woman. You're not selfish. Never argue over money. A woman won't do that. You share everything. Everything. I have never, well, I'm not going to go into that. But anyway, you share everything. You're a team. Whatever your weaknesses is, whatever that weaknesses you have, whatever things you're lacking in, that woman fills in that void to give you what you need. Mentally, emotionally, and physically. The same thing with a man. They give each other that. So it's just, I mean, man, you got a good woman, man. That's a blessing. Because there ain't nothing out there but girls. So when you come across one of those few women, man, you got the best blessing God could give you. What would we be without a woman? Girls. Let's talk a little bit about girls. Girls, they don't respect a man. Most of them don't respect themselves. They're out there to do what they want to do. They're out there to get what they want to get. They don't care how they get it. They are manipulators. They're not thinkers. They're thinking, don't get me wrong, they do think about ways to manipulate, to get what they want out of you. They use charisma. They use charm. They use, the most dangerous ones use their bodies. Yeah. They know you admire them. They know they got a nice body. They know you like it. And they know how to use it to get what they want out of you. The more you are into them, the more they learn how to get what they want out of you. And the ones that are the most dangerous are the ones that use their body in sex. Yeah, man, you get caught up in that, and you get the lusting after them, and once they know they have you, they're just like fishermen. Throw that line out there, throw that hook in front of you, dangle those boobs, dangle that nice ass, and they know you're into them. They know you love. The more you love them, the more you love a girl, the harder she's going to jam that hook into you. And if you're lusting after her, she's going to yank it hard so you can't get it out. And then next thing you know, she owns you. Using her body, using her lust, using sex. She owns you. And you think it's love. It's lust. It's lust. You're dependent upon lust of a girl. A girl is not a communicator. She's not a communicator. Most of them are narcissists. That's another subject. She's not a communicator. She is a taker. She's not a giver. She's not a communicator. She's not a giver. She is a taker. Everything she does is to take what she wants. Whether it's money, material things, attention. See, a woman don't have to manipulate you for attention. She knows how to get that attention with love, respect. A girl manipulates to get attention. She manipulates to get anything. Anything. You guys are out there listening to this right now know what I'm talking about. You girls that are out there doing this stuff, you know what I'm talking about. You know who you are. And I'll tell you who you are. You're wrong. You're wrong. And you're missing out on the most beautiful experience in the world, love. Because you're too busy manipulating. You don't care about that. And you haven't a clue what you're missing out on, but you will find out sooner or later. Remember that old friend I told you about in my first segment? The old friend named Karma? He's out there waiting. So you will find out later on. Keep doing what you're doing. Your day will come. A girl doesn't respect a man. And if she doesn't respect a man, she'll respect the guy. They all respect their guys. Because guys don't care. A guy will knock you on your ass like I told you in segment 1. A girl will respect a guy. But she won't respect a man who's nothing but love. Gives her nothing but love. A girl won't communicate, don't know how to communicate. Remember, like I said, segment 1? Yep. She'll mouth off to you, to a man. She'll tell your business out in the streets. She'll belittle you. A woman will never, ever, 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 ever badmouth her man to other people out there. Because to a woman, her man is her king. And to a man, his woman is his queen. You will never see either one of them putting each other down to people, in front of people, or any time ever. Because they build each other up. But a girl will put her man down, badmouth him to other people, to other girls, She does not respect him. So you see, the things are similar. It's very similar between a man and a woman. They're the opposite sexes that want the same thing. Love, respect, a good relationship based on building each other up, based on love and respect. A girl, believe me, I know I met a lot of girls throughout my life. Girls, man, a lot of them are cold. You know who you are. Cold. So cold. Don't want to hear nothing. It's okay for you to do all the things you do, but it's not okay when the man speaks up about it. See, a girl will do things to you. She don't care how it feels, how you react to it. Oh, she cares how you react to it because you shouldn't be reacting to it. It's the same as a narcissist. You know, they could do whatever they want to hurt you, and it's okay. But as soon as you speak up about it, you're the bad guy. Y'all ever went through that? Huh? You ever go through that? Think about it. Have you ever went through that with somebody? I guarantee you, most of the people that are listening to me right now has been through that. Somebody did something to hurt you. Some guy or some girl did something to hurt a woman or a man. And you responded to it. Your feelings are hurt. Because real women and real man's feelings get hurt. They never forget words you say that are hurtful. So have you ever have a girl or a guy hurt your feelings? Say something that really hurts you? And you respond to it? You sat on it for a while. You didn't want to come off because you know what's going to happen when you come off and tell them. You know, they're going to deny it. They're not going to care. So you sit on it for a while. But the more you sit on it, the more it hurts, the more it bothers you. And sooner or later, you got to front them about it. You got to say something to them about it. So you finally get up the courage. And you're praying that it don't turn out the way it always does. And you say something about it. Look, I don't like what you did the other day. You hurt my feelings, blah, blah, blah. And then the first reaction that you always get, they don't understand why you're so upset. See, they don't want to acknowledge. They completely block out what they did to you that hurt you. They block that out. Because in their eyes, they didn't do nothing wrong. Because most of them are narcissists. But now, they're highly offended by you opening your mouth and telling them what they did to you. They are offended. And suddenly, you're the bad guy, or you're the bad man or the bad woman. Because they don't see what they did to you. All they see is your reaction, your hurt or anger to what they did. What they did done went out the window already. How many of y'all out there been through that? More than once, more than twice, more than 3 times. That's the way the relationship is with a guy and a girl. Some girls are better, some guys are better. You just got to get the lesser of the evils and live with it, because a good woman and a good man's hard to find. You can find a good woman, but good women don't get no respect, just like a good man don't. There's just the only difference between the two is there's more good women to destroy than there is good men to destroy. But those good women are getting destroyed by these guys. And as far as the good men out there, I don't know if there's any more. I'm one. And I haven't met anybody like me in many, many, many years. So there's not a lot of them out there to hurt, destroy. But I get my share pretty much throughout my life. I've had my share of it. It never stopped. It's still going on. You know, it's the life of being good. In today's world, we don't fit in. We don't fit in with that anymore. People care about less and less about people every year. So I know a lot of you've been through that already with girls. A girl will get mad at you and not speak, give you the silent treatment. Silent treatment, it's not a good thing. You know, it's a good thing. It could be good if you're using it for good. It could help you with a lot of things, in a lot of relationships, the silent treatment. It depends on the relationship, it depends on the situation, it depends on what's going on. Whether you want to use the silent treatment. And in a lot of relationships, you don't want to use that. Like I said, it depends. Pretty much got to be a psychiatrist or close to it to understand when to use the silent treatment and when not to. Because it's beneficial in some things, and in some things it's not beneficial. It's not a good thing to do. It depends on the situation. You got to access the situation and go by there. And make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Doing the silent treatment for being selfish like a girl would do is not the good reason. A girl will use the silent treatment to drive you crazy, to make you give in. The deeper you're into her, the deeper you love her, the deeper you lust for her, the more she uses the silent treatment to drive you crazy so you come running back. You know, because you're just crazy lusting her. That's the hook they put in you. Okay? It's like being on drugs, on heroin, meth. You gotta have it, you'll do anything for it. This is what a girl will do to you. She feeds you her mental drugs. And when she got you hooked, your feelings don't mean shit anymore. I know. From experience. So unlike these people these psychiatrists that go to school and learn this stuff. You know, they're book smart. But the real experience, the real knowledge comes from real experience. So I'm sitting here in front of you and I'm telling you the real deal, Holyfield. I'm telling you the truth from experience, not from books. A book is good, don't get me wrong. Knowledge is good. But the real thing is better. Real life is better. Experience is better than a book. So these girls, the more they get you loving them, the worse they treat you. The more they can manipulate you, the more headache you gonna have. And then it gets deeper. You know, if you're really crazy about them and they're really heartless, then all that stress comes to physical problems. You end up with asthma. high blood pressure. Because you keep messing around with this girl who clearly doesn't care. And I understand because I've been there. It's hard to break away from that. Especially when you care. Not only are you lusting after her so much, but you love her so much because you think that lust and everything is love, and it's not. You're just a lonely man. You're lonely. And you'll settle for whatever you can to have some attention. So you just go through all that crap. Because you can't break away. You don't want to be alone. You know, and you're having some, at least you're getting the sex. You get what you lust for when they want to give it to you. And when they want to get something out of you. It's not the way to go, not the way to live, man. You need a woman. See, a woman ain't gonna do that to you. The more you love that woman, the deeper you lust after her, the more of herself she gonna give. The more she wants to hold on to you, the more she loves you, the more she respects you. Think about it. What it's like to completely love without fear. That's a woman. With a woman, you men can love without fear. You can jump right in, love without fear. Because that's a gift from God. So that's pretty much the difference between, you know, it's quite simple between a girl and a woman. A girl is just, she's the opposite of a guy. You gotta watch part ones and put these two together and you see what I'm coming from. A girl is the opposite of a guy, and a man is the opposite of a woman. So when you get a woman, if you're a guy who's tired of the way you were and you want love, you got to find a woman. And you got to do right by her. And vice versa. Now, I want to give you some tips on, I want to give the women tips on not suffering. And what I mean by not suffering, I'm gonna try to give you a few tips on how to find out who that man is before you get crazy and let him destroy you. Okay? And then for you men, I'm gonna end the segment with giving you advice on how to pick the difference between a girl and a woman, so you don't have a girl destroy you. Because lots of men been destroyed by girls. So I'm going to give each one of you tips on closing this segment out. I'll start with the women. The easiest way to weed the difference between a guy and a man out is when you first meet him. When you first meet him, if he's a guy, it's going to be about sex. He's going to want to get you in the bed. So, right off the bat, you let him know you're a woman. It's the old-fashioned thing to do. This is what women used to do. Hey, I'm looking for a man to marry me. So I'm not sleeping with anybody. I was brought up to sleep with the man who marries me. I'm saving myself for the man who marries me. That's number one. What that's going to do right off the bat is if he's a guy, he's gone. He's going to think, oh, I ain't getting none of this. Ain't no sense sticking around here. He's gone. You'll notice him right away because he'll leave you. He won't call you no more. He won't do anything anymore. You won't hear from him anymore because he knows he ain't getting in them panties. Okay, that's number one. Now, number two is that, now that's the guy. That's the full-blooded guy. He's gone. He don't want you no more. He knows he ain't getting in them panties. Number two is the guy with patience. He's the guy that likes a challenge. See, I'm telling you this because I know. I'm a man, and I can tell you about a guy. See, you got a lot of women out there that are talking about men, and they're telling you, oh, this man's it. They're stereotyping all men because they're not a man. They can't tell you 100% what a man said, what a man or a guy is, because there's a woman. They can only tell you what they learn. And maybe from a little bit of experience, but most of that experience is hate. So they tell you, but hey, I look at some of these people talking, and these women are talking about men, and some men do it too. And they're talking about, they're just beating down men. Because there's something that happened in their life that made them a little angry at men. So most of the stuff they're talking about is what they read and what they learned, but and the experience that they're talking about, it's got a little bit of hate in there, okay? So that's why I'm telling you how to help both of you, the man and the woman. Okay? I can't tell you 100% about a woman because I'm not a woman, but I can tell you the best thing to help a woman. And I have a little bit of animosity, but I don't judge everybody from that, like some of these people do. Okay, so that's number one. The real man's going to take off. He's gone. The second man is the man that got a lot of patience. He likes a challenge. He likes to work for that to get in them panties. He going to work for it. He got the time and the patience. But there's a way you can weed him out too. You'll know who he is because he didn't run off like the first man. But he's still there saying, I understand you, baby. I understand. I'm here for you. I'll wait as long as it takes. I'll respect that. But yet, every time you go to a drive-in movie with him or a movie, or any time you're with him by yourself, he's trying to get in them panties. What's up with that? You say you understand me, you will respect me, and you'll wait for me when we get married, but every chance we get alone, you're trying to screw me. That's who he is. Get rid of him before you fall in love with him. That's how you weed out the smart ones. I call them, there's a name for them, predators. I call them predators. That's what they are, they're predators. They like that challenge. They like to work to get in them panties. They like to outsmart you. They're predators. Watch out for them. And you can weed them out just as easy because all you got to do, if you want to know if they're the predator type, make sure you're alone with them. Always get alone with them. Get alone with them 4 or 5 times and see if each time you're alone with them, they're trying to get in your panties. He's not a man. He's a predator. And he's stalking you until he gets what he wants. He wants to break you down. That's a challenge. They like that. They like to know that they can weasel their way into them panties. It's a challenge. So you do that and you weed the second part out. He's gone. I don't care how good looking he is. I don't care how nice his body is. If you don't want to get hurt, women, let him go. You already found out what he is. You found out who the first one is. You found out who the second one is. You got rid of them both before you fell in love. You ain't lose nothing because you ain't never had nothing. So you ain't lose nothing. He lost. He didn't get in them panties, right? So he's the loser, not you. Don't blame yourself. And then you got the third one. The third one is the man. You don't weed it out to 2 guys because there's 2 guys. The third one is the man. That's the one who does respect you. Every time you're alone with him, he ain't trying nothing. He's kissing you and everything. He might touch you, but he ain't trying to go no farther because he knows and respects what you want. After a whole lot of time of that, When you know that man loves you, you know he's crazy about you, and you ain't gave him nothing, then you know you got a man. You can do whatever you want after that. You let that man, the best advice I could give you, real women out there, always let the man fall in love with you first. I'm not saying toy with him, manipulate him and all that. Make sure that man is a man and he really, really loves you for who and what you are. And then you can't be hurt. If you know in your heart that this man is crazy about you, then you can let your own feelings go. You women be letting your feelings go too quick. And then you find out that all you had in the first place was a predator. And a player is another name for him. So you use these techniques. They work. Every female friend I ever had, I told them this. Some of them used to get hurt all the time until I told them this. Use it, it works. Now, you guys, or you girls, you men who keep getting hurt by these girls, there's many ways you can weed these girls out. Number one, they don't ask. A woman won't ask for nothing. A woman will never ask for anything. A woman waits for a man to be a man up. She won't ask for no money. She won't ask for anything. But she'll give. But she'll never ask you for nothing, because a woman expects a man to be a man. Girls will ask. So that's the number one, men. If a girl's asking you for something, oh, my electric bill. I can't pay my electric bill this month. A woman will never tell you that. Because she got pride, honor, self-respect. She'll never come out and tell you, my electric bill just went out and I can't pay my electric. But a girl will. If a girl bring up stuff like that, you don't want her. If a girl brings up money all the time, you don't want her. Leave her alone. If a girl is using her body to get what she wants out of you, you don't want her. If you're a man, you don't want her. No panties are worth losing your self-respect and dignity and manhood over. No panties is worth that. If she doesn't respect you, that's the number one. If the girl doesn't respect how you feel, you don't want her. Let her go. She's going to destroy you. If a woman has no emotions, if she can't feel anything that you're feeling, that means there's nothing, she don't feel nothing for you. Let her go. Let her go. If she doesn't stand by you, let her go. If she manipulates you to get what she wants, to try to get something out of you, let her go. A woman won't do these things. To save yourself a whole lot of pride and manhood, let these women go. And I ain't going to tell you to use that to get what you want. Go play with, go with the flow. At least you're getting in those panties. I'm not going to say that. Don't do that, because if you're a man, you ain't going to do that anyway. You ain't going to play that game. Now, what a man probably would do is get trapped in it and go along with the flow because he can't let go. But if you're going with the flow and using them to get in them panties like they're using you to get whatever you want, you ain't no better than they are. You're just a guy and a girl. You're not no man. Man won't do that. The only man that'll do that is a man that's trapped in love with her. Until he gets the strength to break free, he's trapped. He's on that hook. So, you have the tools you need, women, to weed out the guys from the men. You're going to be doing that a lot because, like I said, there's only one man out of every 365 guys. So your chances of getting a guy is next to nothing. So because of that, you got to learn how to weed out the best guy that you can get until you get blessed, if you ever do. The only choice you have is to get the best guy you can get. There's some guys that are better than other guys. There's good guys out there. They're not a man, but they're good guys, and that's the best you're going to get other than a man. So that's the best you can hope for. And to do that, weed out use the 3 techniques I gave you. To weed them out. And men, you know now you got the tools you need to find out if a girl is a girl or a woman. It's easy to figure them out. Guys are a little more difficult because they're smart and cunning, but don't let that fool you. Women's intuition can overrun a guy, even a man. A smart girl can destroy a man real easy. Because a woman got that body, she got that sex. So she can get a man very easily. A smart woman or smart girl can take a man down. Have that man doing anything. All kind of things he ain't ever thought about doing. Forget who he was. I know from experience. Okay? This ain't from no book. From a counselor's book. I'm telling you this from experience. And most of them don't have no experience in that. They have what they learned in college. I have books and experience. That makes me badass. That means I know something. That means you can believe what I tell you. Because I know from what I learned from books, and I know what I learned from experience. There is a difference between a guy and a man and a girl and a woman. And I hope these videos that I do help you. They're not very long, but they're straight and direct and to the point from experience. And now, I want to close this out by saying 2 things. Number 1, you guys and girls, your day is going to come. You done hurt a lot of people. You destroyed a lot of people. Your day is going to come. You can believe that. Stop what you're doing. To you men and women, use the things I told you. Don't get hurt no more. Don't fall for the tricks of these guys and girls. Stand your ground. Tough love. You know what tough love is? It's when you have to do something you don't like to straighten somebody out. And if they don't work, you leave them if it don't work, leave them anyway. That's tough love. You got to stand by that. Stand your ground. Don't let these guys and girls do this to you. Weed them out. You got the tools now. Weed them out and let them go. You'll be much better happy alone rather than to be miserable with somebody. So I hope this helps you. My next show, like I said, what did I say? I only remember. But just go back and you'll see what it's going to be about. I'll remember later. I'm really stuffed up. Thank you for listening. I hope this helps you all. And I hope it makes your life better. Thank you for listening. God bless you all. Love you all. Keep coming back. Click on the lights. Take care. Bye for now.